Hello Biafrans and lovers of freedom. Welcome to Biafra Battle Cry TV, under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, IPOB leader. Omoyele Sowore issues a powerful call to action. The time is now. Join the peaceful protest tomorrow, the 20th of October 2025 at 7 a.m. as citizens gather in solidarity for the Free Nnamdi Kanu Now movement. With #MNK October 20th gaining momentum, this video captures the urgency, unity, and unwavering demand for justice. Be part of history, every voice matters. Watch as everyday Nigerians speak truth to power and rally behind the Free Nnamdi Kanu Now movement.
From the streets of Abuja to the corridors of power, voices are rising, tempers are flaring, and questions are growing louder. Why is the call for Nnamdi Kanu's release sparking fresh tensions? Are we witnessing democracy at work or cracks in the nation's unity? Tonight on Politics on Sunday, we unpack the battles for power, freedom, and the future of Nigeria's democracy. I am Femi Akonde. Welcome to the program. Rights activist and former presidential candidate Omoyele Sowore has mobilized supporters and civil rights groups for a protest in Abuja demanding the immediate release of detained IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu. The demonstration, scheduled to hold on Monday, the 20th of October, is expected to take place at major locations in the nation's capital. The planned protest is part of renewed pressure on the federal government to comply with various court orders or various court rulings ordering the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Organizers say the protest will remain peaceful and aimed at calling attention to what they describe as the continued violation of human rights and disregard for the rule of law. Omoyele Sowore, who confirmed its participation, insists the freedom of expression and peaceful assembly remain fundamental democratic rights that must be respected. Security agencies are, however, on alert with assurances that public safety and order will be maintained during the demonstration. Well, joining me live on the program via Zoom is a former presidential candidate and leader of the Take It Back movement, Omoyele Sowore, and should I say organizer of the Free Nnamdi Kanu campaign. Hello, sir. Thank you for joining us, and it's good to see you again.
Thank you for having me.
Yes,
I hope you can hear me loud and clear.
Yeah, you were on this show sometime in March, and you described Nnamdi Kanu as Muhammadu Buhari's personal prisoner. Not everyone agree with you because, they say he's a prisoner of the state, facing charges of terrorism and other charges filed against him in court. With this kind of protest, are you not trying to twist the long arm of the law?
No, when we seek for justice, we are helping the court of law to do its work. I have been someone who frequently gets charged for all manner of charges, both frivolous and useless. And I'm in a better position to tell you that this one case that was never designed to bring about justice. It was meant to foster persecution, create fear, and alienate, discriminate against a section of the country. You can tell that other sections of the country who have been accused of similar offenses are not treated the same way. You have bandits, terrorists riding on bikes and carrying their magazines and their weapons and ammunition all over the place in the northern part of the country, attending meetings with government officials, guarded by security agencies at these meetings. But you have somebody whose only crime is using his microphone to demand for a referendum, and you hold him since 10 years ago, grant him a bail, and they went to his house and killed people. He left. You went out of the country to kidnap him and bring him back to the country. And that's why I said to you that he was Muhammadu Buhari's personal prisoner. And I'm surprised, and I said that on your show, that the current occupant of Asoro continued in that trajectory, that he was not going anywhere. So it was my promise that I will see to it that justice is done, and we're helping the court to decongest its docket with cases that have no basis being in court. And people who know better than I do, people like Femi Falana, have said that, who are very powerful lawyers, who are well-known lawyers, have said that this case doesn't belong in the courtroom. It belongs on the political table for resolution. And I think it's overdue for resolution.
Yes, quite a number of people agree with you, and some people are even calling for a political solution. You also believe that, all of this would be settled out of court, that a political solution is the only way out. But for you, Omoyele Sowore, people are asking, what qualifies you to lead these protests? You're not from the Southeast region. Of course, you're a Nigerian, but they are now beginning to say that your involvement might complicate matters for Nnamdi Kanu.
It's not true. Do you know that when I was in the university, I fought for Nelson Mandela before he was released in 1994? And I think he came to the University of Lagos. I wasn't born when Mandela was jailed. And you remember also that they claimed that the involvement of Nigeria in fighting against apartheid was going to complicate issues for the black people in South Africa. But today, blacks are free. So there's nothing complicating any issue for Nnamdi Kanu. I'm a human rights defender. I have fought for justice for everybody that I know is under oppression. And I am very convinced that it's the right thing to do. There are people in this country who fight for Palestinians, but won't talk about Igbos who are also being persecuted, whose neighborhood is militarized, whose villages are being burnt down. We just like to hide our head in the sand like ostriches. You don't need to be from the Southeast to fight against injustice. You don't need to be an Igbo man to fight against the discrimination against Igbo or the suppression of Igbo activists or people who are calling for referendum. I didn't.
Okay, we're having a little issue with your network, but can you hear me now? On Friday, the Federal High Court in Abuja approved your protest, but barred demonstrators from marching to some sensitive areas within the Federal Capital Territory. You have also insisted that this protest will be peaceful. But with all of these restrictions, imposed by the Federal High Court, does this change anything?
It hasn't changed anything. In fact, we have asked our lawyers to look at the order. I hope you can hear me loud and clear.
I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Yes. We have asked our lawyers to look at the order. We have over 115 lawyers who have signed up to help anybody who might be in trouble with the government during this protest and demonstration. And they said there's a third clause in that this order must be served on the defendants by Friday. The police did not serve us with the order, but we've seen a copy and there's nothing wrong with it. The police was just acting overzealously in the first place. They know us very well. I've been protesting since I was a freshman at the University of Lagos. Never engaged in violence. You don't need a court order to tell me where to go. The Aso Rock Villa is not a sensitive area. It is the place where the president of Nigeria is domiciled. The biggest presidential villa in the world is the U.S. White House. The protests take place there every day. Every day, people go there to protest. In fact, you can even visit inside the U.S. White House. I don't know if it's still open to visitors on Wednesdays. So why should our own Aso Rock be protected by law court, by a court of law or an order of the court? There's no need for such protection. It's our presidential villa. It's not the private home of the president of Nigeria. It's the official location where you can find the president anytime, any day, and it's paid for by taxpayers. So the court orders are not necessary, and we have told the police so. Their own job is to protect, since they have agreed that we have a right to protest, and we have told them that it's going to be peaceful. We are going to march tomorrow, and we'll do so with total cooperation from them if they want to do their job, which they swore an oath to do, and we should be fine, honestly. But we've asked our lawyers also to check in with the court very early in the morning and let the court know that they've been misled. But demonstrations are starting even before courts open, anyways, at 7 a.m.
What if the court still insists on this restriction already placed? What will you do?
We will deal with that when our lawyers get to court. It's something that's not a big deal. Demonstrations are starting at 7 a.m. Maybe by then the police would have served us. We'll take a look. But we don't want to pretend that we're not aware of some court action, and we've just not been served. And it's only service of court summons when you have an ex parte order that they claim they have that can activate the order. You have to serve it. You cannot jump that hoop without fulfilling. And the judge was aware of that. He said, serve the defendant by Friday. Okay, I was at the police STT on Friday to meet with the police officers. They didn't serve me court orders, so they were doing it on purpose. I mean, if it's a trap, the judge, the judge will be told on Monday, tomorrow, when they resume work.
Okay then. You visited former President Goodluck Jonathan. Probably seeking his support one way or the other to also help pile pressure on the federal government for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, and there are also socio-cultural organizations and even political groups in the country already in talks with the federal government over the release of Nnamdi Kanu, like the Nnamdi Igbo. We have the Southeast Governors Forum. We have governors from that region, and you have not even visited them, to seek their support, collaboration in this your campaign for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Is this not a disregard of their influence to help also release Nnamdi Kanu? Because some people say he needs that support also. Okay, then I'll take a short break. We're discussing the scheduled protest to free Nnamdi Kanu, and our guest has been Omoyele Sowore, leader of the Take It Back group. Mr. Sowore, are you still there? All right, then let's.
I'm here. If you can.
Yeah, I can hear you now. I said you met with our President Goodluck Jonathan, to discuss the detention or prolonged detention of Nnamdi Kanu. And people are wondering why Goodluck Jonathan, why didn't you engage with groups like the Southeast Governors Forum or Nnamdi Igbo, all of these other prominent groups? We've also seen Atiku Abubakar, make a tweet calling for Nnamdi Kanu's release. Why Goodluck Jonathan?
Nnamdi Kanu's detention is a national problem. It's not actually a sectional problem. But I wanted to correct earlier that I went rounds. I did reach out to Southeast 10 governors that I know personally. I reached out to Alex Hoti, who I've known for a long time, and actually stayed at his place when I was running for office in 2019 twice. I know Soludo from Columbia University when he used to come around and speak over there. And I did reach out. I even reached out to the Enugu state governor. He sent me his number. I called. He never responded. So I reached out far and wide to everybody. But Goodluck Jonathan did respond and asked that we should meet. He was the one who called for the meeting. I went to meet him. And he did promise that he may not be able to join the protest, but he will go as a statesman to discuss with the president on how to ensure there's a political solution that's swift and immediate. I've not heard back from him. I reached out to Atiku too, the same way. He decided to weigh in on the matter. So just to let you know that there was a lot of consultation, I reached out to the Speaker of the House. I reached out to the Deputy Speaker of the House. I reached out to the Abia State Assembly, and because they said they want to protest, they want to demonstrate in Abuja, only to hear that they've now absconded to the UK. We haven't heard back from them ever since then. So I reached out. I did a lot of consultation with family members, with civil society groups, journalists. I reached out to some traditional rulers that I know, who I felt could weigh in on this. So I did a lot. I did extensive consultation, and of course, that I was also reaching out to markets, some churches. I reached out to some religious leaders, even who are Muslims, over this matter. Yes.
All right, then. Well, I must thank you very much for your time on the program. Network has not been really impressive, but we could at least get one or two out of these. And Nigerians are also hoping that the protest will be peaceful, as much as we've had histories with our protests, going south.
It will be peaceful, but also very decisive.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time on the program, Omoyele Sowore. Well,
my name is Ugo Chinyere. I'm standing here to challenge every woman, wherever you are, every woman, we want to see you on that 20th of October.
Yes.
Remember the word of our leader, which said that when women come out, that something must happen.
Yes.
So I need every woman, wherever you are, despite all your religion, come out to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It shall be well with us in the mighty name of Chukwuka Abiyama.
If Nnamdi Kanu is a Yoruba man, he will not be there. After all, Sunday Igbo was doing the same thing. When he was arrested, the Yoruba elders went. What is our Hanese doing?
God is doing in the life of his people. Firstly, I am sending this message to some Igbo people. If you are an Igbo man, an Igbo woman, and you are against the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it will go better for you. If you are an Igbo person and you are against the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it will go better for your generation.
Hello Biafrans and lovers of freedom. Welcome to Biafra Battle Cry TV. We criticized Igbo elites who only speak on television or social media. He urged them to march to Aso Rock, Nigeria's seat of power, and Evangelist Ebuka Obi demand Kanu's release in person. If the government can negotiate with terrorists, why not with Nnamdi Kanu? He referenced past amnesty and dialogue efforts with Boko Haram and bandits, contrasting it with the continued detention of Kanu despite multiple court rulings in his favor. Prophet Elijah Bamadil shares a powerful message addressing the controversial stance of certain Igbo individuals who oppose the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In this video, he calls for unity, justice, and deeper reflection on the spiritual and political implications of the case. Watch as he challenges narratives and urges the community to stand for truth. #Free Nnamdi Kanu now.